what's up? Since I have a love-hate relationship with G.I. Joe Retaliation, I figure I'm going to do some of these Retaliation figures all up in one kind of quick in-camera review, and then I'm going to do the ones that I really like in my standard, more cinematic kind of feel. So what you're looking at here is Ultimate Roadblock and Battle Kata Roadblock, which essentially are the same figure minus a different head and different upper arms. They represent the way that Roadblock appeared in the beginning of the film and then at the end of the film. Everything is just about the same, except that the accessories are a little bit different, which kind of frustrated me because I'm saying to myself, what was the point in changing all that stuff? So rather than me go through everything for you, like go through every single accessory and show you every little piece that was different, what I'm going to do is show you everything they have in common, as opposed to showing you just what's different. I'm going to show you what's different. The big differences are they both have the Battle Kata weapon system, right? And this will be hard to do because I am in camera. So the Battle Kata weapon system, there's a couple differences with the knuckles. The knuckle pieces are a little different. They kind of did things that kind of force you to buy both figures, you know? So Ultimate Roadblock comes with a knife, as you see here. He comes with a small deagle, like the one that you see, and he doesn't have those giant holsters on his leg. He has this tiny, discreet, real holster. And he has the weird deagle that came with the bat. It was silver with the bats. So it's out of scale, so it just looks like a future fake weapon or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't look exactly, since it's not the right size, it doesn't exactly look like a real weapon, you know? So my big problem is, it seems that the knuckles that came with Ultimate Roadblock, actually, you know, I'll get that out the way. The knuckles that came with Ultimate Roadblock do not have the proper hole so that you can put the fist dagger in it. So you see I have him sporting the fist dagger. I'm going to move him out the way so you can see it. So the fist dagger is sticking through that hole in the front of the knuckle. Well, that's one of his knuckles. The knuckles for the actual, the ones he came with, they don't have a hole in the front. Let me do my best to show you this. I'm going to use my pliers, and hopefully I won't damage anything, and you'll be able to see exactly what I'm talking about. So let me get the dirt off of there, and then look. I'm going to tilt it. You see how you can see the hole in that? These go with him. Now, here are the ones that come with Ultimate Roadblock, which is, it's painful that this is the way it is. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I'm saying this wrong. One of them has a hole. I'm sorry. And the other one does not. Whereas the here is the other knuckle. You see that from an angle? You can't see it. You can't see the hole. Whereas the first Roadblock, that's not Ultimate, the regular, you know, Battle Kata Roadblock, you could see the freaking hole on both of his, and it's not some kind of weird optical illusion or anything. It's the truth. It just is what it is. Here's the one that comes with the Ultimate Roadblock. Here's the one that comes with Battle Kata Roadblock. Do you see how on an angle you can see the white through them? And I'm trying to kind of put them at the same angle so you can see what I'm talking about. Look at that. You don't see it. No hole. Look at it. Hole. Why would Hasbro do that? You know what I mean? I think they did it because they want to trick us into going back and buying. They make you feel like you have to buy both. And I hate that. But I didn't buy this from Hasbro. Essentially, I bought it from Five Below, which is kind of after Hasbro has already made its deal with whoever it is, the discount store gets what's left. The next piece of business. Look at this fucked up sculpt on his, or I'm sorry, paint job on his face. It looks like The Rock after he had like a bad cocaine binge or something, you know? And they tried to get all fancy and give him a fucking 5 o'clock shadow and give him the raised eyebrow and stuff. I mean, look at this. You see all that? It's kind of nice. But I mean, really look at those googly eyes. What the fuck is going on there? That does not look right. And then, you know, it's the same exact head sculpt as the previous Roadblock, which actually looks just like The Rock. I have no issues with this one. You know, granted, I'm going to use him as Big Boa. I'm so done with the Retaliation. I mean, just look at the two. It's like night and day. What the fuck? How did this turn into that? That doesn't make any damn sense. So what I plan on doing is taking this head off and putting it on this body and taking this head off and burning it. And then I'm going to put the I'm going to take the head off of my Retaliation, my Resolute Roadblock, and also the lower arms on the Resolute Roadblock, and replace them on this one, since he's wearing green and all that. The other thing is, you remember how on the Battle Kata Roadblock, his vest, I had to paint, and I'll show you a picture of that in the review, but right now we'll just focus on it. This, you can kind of see, let me get some more light on that so you can see what I'm talking about. But you can kind of see it now because some of it is chipping through. There's white showing through because when we got it, it was white. Same thing with this on his back, right? You see that little spot right there? It was white. Why did I have to paint that? Also, if you notice, he's missing the crossbones and the R for Roadblock, right? Okay, well, here's Ultimate Roadblock. Nothing was the wrong color. You can clearly see the R on his chest. The difference with this one, though, is that the vest is made out of a softer material than the previous one. So, I don't know, man. Hasbro was doing some underhanded shit with these figures, and I'm not necessarily happy with it, but for $5, $5 is probably what, you know, a Joe should cost these days. I mean, they were $2 when I was a kid, maybe $3. Now I'm paying almost the same price for you know, Joe's as I'm paying for Marvel Legends, or I'm paying for, you know, 6-inch figures. Like, that does not make any kind of natural fucking sense. So I kind of feel like we need to go back to a time where things were a little bit simpler and we didn't price gouge, you know, consumers. And if you're gonna up the price, up the quality too, because we are paying for better quality stuff. You can't tell us that, oh, you know, the price went up, but the figures are going to stay at the same level, a low level of quality. That's bullshit, you know what I mean? And I refuse to act like, you know, that makes some kind of sense to me, and I'm going to give you my money regardless, even though you refuse to give me a quality product. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just stupid. I'm going to show you what he looks like with the proper Knuckles, you know, so you can see what I'm talking about. I mean, granted, if you bought both figures, all you have to do is switch out the weapons, but I think that that's kind of lame. Shouldn't be like that. But he should be able to have both sets of Knuckles have the fist daggers. You see what I'm talking about? So why would Hasbro make... I mean, I've already explained why. And that's why I'm not happy with this. But like I said, one is going to be a custom. One is going to be an evil Roadblock, essentially. It's going to be Big Boa. What else? The weaponry. Okay. Alright, so these are the weapons that came with Ultimate Roadblock. This is his heavy machine gun, the 60 cal that was on the... oh wow, I'm messing up. So this is the 60 cal that was up on the tread ripper in the movie that he pulled off, and you know, he held from back here and here. This new handle piece. This comes with him. Here's the, I think this is an M2, they call it the Ma Deuce, the Browning machine gun that came with that Roadblock. Why are the two guns so different when in the movie, I think he only ever used this one, even when he was practicing with Duke. And then it's weird because this one comes apart. See, this piece comes off, this comes off. Why is it so fragile? Whereas like this one, none of the pieces come apart, and that's better when you're trying to position your figure, you know what I'm saying? And like, if that was the case, then you could, theoretically, you might be able to put this piece somewhere on this. Oh, you can't. That sucks. It would have been, wow. It would have been cool if you could have put that piece somewhere on here, you know what I mean? Like hook it on or something so that he could actually hold it from up here and back here, because I mean with the standard handle that you're supposed to get behind and use both hands and press down on the trigger back there, it makes it difficult for him to hold it right, you know, and look natural is pretty much what I'm getting at. But yeah, it's kind of strange the way they chose to give us this, you know. I'm not complaining, but I'm also kind of like, what was the deal? What was the thought process with this? You know what I mean? It kind of seems, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna glue all this together so that it stays like this. But I don't like this handle. You know, like if it's gonna stay on the vehicle, then that would be cool. Also, he came with a saw, very nice saw with the removable ammo box. Very nice. You saw him use this in the beginning of the movie. It's nice to have it. It's just strange what they chose to you know, package with Ultimate Roadblock instead of, you know, Battle Kata Roadblock, which in reality they're essentially the same figure. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have had the same shit come with both. Just engineer them differently or something. I don't know. It just seems like they did specific things to make you have to buy him after we already got him. And he comes off as a very ultimate figure. There's nothing different really articulation-wise about these two. You can see the ankle pivot right there. You can see double jointed knees, double jointed knees. They've both got the added wrist articulation. His torso, he's actually a sturdier figure. This one is slack right out of the package. And like places like his belt down here is actually like stuck on him, whereas this belt you could probably take off easily. It's not like it's not incorporated into the build of his torso. And then just dumb shit like, you know how they put the shading here on his armor? There's all this shading. Wow, that's very unclear. There is all this shading. I don't know if you guys can see it already or not, but there's all this shading along the edges of his armor, like right up there, over here, there's some up here. It's like this shiny silver kind of, you know, look. And the R, not to mention there's an R right there, whereas the other one doesn't have any of that. Why didn't you just make one vest like this and then just put that extra shading on there and call it a day, and then you don't have to make two vests, because they're clearly two different molds. This plastic is softer than this one, and I don't know, it's just really strange. So all in all, he's kind of a figure that you don't necessarily have to you're not missing out if you don't have him. You know what I'm saying? You could skip him and everything will be all to the good. Personally, I prefer this the Battle Kata version. You know, with the exception of the fact that he had that stupid Arashikage tattoo that he didn't ever have in the film. and you can't see the Rock's tattoo, like this one has the Rock's actual Maori, I'm sorry, not Maori, but his actual Polynesian tattoo, which is nice, you know, but I don't know. It's strange to me, some of the stuff they did. And, you know, on top of it, this is Roadblock. You know what I'm saying? This will always be Roadblock. That's how I feel about it. So, yeah. So anyway, that's it for me. You've been great. On to the next review.